Hey, my name is Jonathan Fernandez, and today I'm going to be talking about how ancient Greece has influenced Western society and how is resembled in numerous buildings and societies today. So ancient Greece was founded in the 8th century BC and is considered to have fallen in 146 BC when it was conquered by the Romans. Ancient Greece was the most influential of the ancient societies in shaping our culture. Ancient Greece lived in a time where literature, architecture, technology, and art thrived, and creativity in the search for new answers was endless. Many of Greece's staples are still active in modern day society. For example, one of the most known staples of ancient Greece are the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games were created in ancient Greece in 776 BC to honor the god Zeus and were held every 4 years at Olympia, hence the name Olympics. At their heart, the Games were a religious festival and a good excuse for Greeks from all over the Mediterranean basin to gather for a riotous barbecue. On the middle day of the festival, a vast number of cows were slaughtered in honor of Zeus, who was the king of the Greek gods, and once he had been given a small taste, the rest was for the people. People from all over the world would come to watch and take part in the Games. According to the Olympics themselves, the Olympic Games are currently held to contribute to building a peaceful and better world by educating youth through sport practice without discrimination of any kind, and in the Olympic spirit, which requires mutual understanding with a spirit of friendship, solidarity, and fair play. Considered the modern-day Olympics, it was founded by Pierre de Coubertin and was meant to bring political enemies together. Despite the fact that we do not use these games to honor gods necessarily, we host them every 4 years, and we even participate in some of the same athletics that the ancient Greeks did during their time. For example, ancient Olympics held a pentathlon, which consisted of 5 events: a foot race, a long jump, discus, javelin throws, and a wrestling match. Our modern version of this game consists of pistol shooting, fencing, swimming, horse riding, and running. Ancient Greece contributed to history and society by more than just the Olympic Games. Greece also contributed in the arts and humanities, such as architecture, drama, and philosophy. The ancient Greeks built theaters to honor their gods, and our theaters are almost identical to the original ones in Greece, even though ours are indoors. We maintain the same structure, with the audience surrounding the stage in a semicircle going in an ascending height so everyone can get a good view of the stage. In ancient Greece, they used cranes to propel performers into the air, and you can compare that to the wires we use on today's performers. They rolled in new settings, indoors or outdoors, as we do today, and contemporary theaters allow space for an orchestra, just as the ancient Greeks did. Today's architecture is also very influenced from Greece. Many monuments that we know today include many of the architectural styles that the ancient Greeks used. For example, the Federal Hall in New York City, which has Doric columns, such as the ones here to my right, resemble those of the Parthenon, a landmark building that was built in the 430s BC. The facades of the Lincoln Memorial, the Prado Museum in Madrid, and Downing College in Cambridge, England, are just a few who use ancient Greek architectural styles. The U.S. was significantly influenced by Greek and Roman architecture. Thomas Jefferson himself designed his own home, which he called Monticello, and the campus of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, using the Greek use of columns and colonnades. At the heart of our business-driven society lies the New York Stock Exchange, and yes, its architecture was inspired by ancient Greek as well. Buick's architecture, which is the style used on the New York Stock Exchange, is heavily influenced by Greek ways in its use of marble as a building material, and the same classical structures such as the columns and colonnades. Not only has architecture and drama evolved from the basics that the ancient Greeks put in place, but so has philosophy. Early Greek philosophy involved a group of small thinkers. In the early ages, there were pre-Socratics, whom focused on naturalism. They questioned nature and where humans and earth have come from. They introduced the very base of philosophy. The Sophists were the first group of philosophers in Greek history until Socrates began to criticize sophist skepticism and their practice of getting paid for teaching. even though we have teachers who get paid today. Even today, people all around the world learn from ancient Greek philosophers, and philosophers today still use the ideas that ancient Greeks did to create new ways of thinking and new philosophies, while pondering the same questions asked by Greek philosophers such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Socrates believed that life was not worth living unless it was constantly interpreted, and the meaning of life was at the core of happiness. Plato, Socrates' student, believed that society is just one huge family and we should all help each other when one of us gets hurt. Today's society is derived from ancient Greece in numerous ways, and we see it in our architecture, our theatrical performances, and our philosophical interpretation of the world around us. Without ancient Greece and their contributions to society, it may have taken us a lot longer to understand and form these ideas, and ultimately lengthen the process in our understanding of philosophy and the different forms and understandings that encompass the subject. These contributions and achievements were completed while simultaneously fighting two wars, including the Peloponnesian Wars and the Persian Wars. One huge contribution that is worth mentioning is in the area of math and science. Ideas were formulated in this time, such as the idea that the universe is composed of atoms. The ancient Greeks were far more intelligent for their time and discovered the true size of Earth. Mathematical concepts, such as the Pythagorean theorem, were also first conceived by Greek citizens, and this particular theorem was given credit to Pythagoras. My name is Jonathan Fernandez, and I would like to thank you for viewing my presentation on ancient Greece and its impact on society. Not only has it been a huge influence on Western society, but it's been a huge influence on me as well. Thank you.